One of the benefits about having a drinking problem is that you always have an excuse for all the dumb shit you do and all the dumb shit you say when you're drunk. And you know what your excuse is? I was drunk. I'm sorry I called your wife a whore last night, but I was drunk. You can't really argue with that. I don't really think your wife is a whore. Maybe I do, but you can't trust anything I say when I'm drunk, right? Because I'm not in my right frame of mind. And you invited me over to get drunk with you. So that's what happens. I'd go to a party and, I'd get wasted. And the next day, someone would yell at me because I threw up in the living room. And they're like, why can't you just have a couple drinks? Why can't you pace yourself? Well, that's like telling Superman, hey, Superman, you can fly, right? You can fly anywhere in the universe. But we don't want you to do that. We only want you to fly 4 feet above the ground. Well, fuck that shit. If I'm Superman, I'm going to fly as fast and as far and as high as possible as soon as possible. And that's how I always looked at my drinking, okay? There's no point in having 2. I need to have 20. I need to have 20 within the first 4 hours. Because God knows I don't want to just sit around and talk to you people sober. Fuck that shit. Then you stop drinking, or I stopped drinking because I had to, because that's my attitude towards drinking. It's either a whole bunch or none. And now you don't have those excuses. You don't have an excuse anymore for being an asshole. I'm sorry I was being such a dick. But I was drunk. You hear that and it's like, oh, he was drunk. Okay, well, that excuses it. Now there's no excuse. Now if I get pissed off at somebody, I don't have that excuse anymore. And that's a sad thing. You get sober and you find out, the booze wasn't the only thing making me an asshole. I'm just an asshole. That's just who I am as a human being, and that's a harsh lesson sometimes. I had that dream again about my second grade teacher, Mrs. Nesfit. And in the dream, she keeps calling on me. And she keeps asking me, Gurf, what's 3 plus 7? And I don't know the answer. And her voice starts getting deeper and more angry. And she goes, Gurf, what's 3 plus 7? And I'm like, I don't know. I didn't do my homework. And then she goes, what's 3 plus 7? And I'm like, I don't know. And then all this hot pee comes out of her mouth. And the pee just starts like shooting at everyone. And it shoots at my face. And it's really hot. And she keeps going, what's 3 plus 7? And pee keeps coming out every time she says it. And now the whole room is filled with her mouth pee, and her head starts spinning around 360 degrees, and that's why I never went to college, and that's why I currently am living on unemployment. And let me tell you something about that, okay? If you have a problem paying taxes so that I can sit around and not do anything, well, then you should have voted gooder.